Today is really exciting. I'm sending off 10 cards to ace grading for the very first time, and I thought I'd bring you along for the journey. We're going to take a look at each card I'm submitting, talk about why I'm submitting them, why I picked them, and then give my honest grading predictions. Then in part 2 of this video, we're going to unbox them, see what grades they got, see if we got our predictions correct, and then we'll take a look at the values after they've been graded. Now at the time of filming this, ace grading and standard slots cost £10 a card, with a minimum submission of 5 cards and a turnaround time of about 1 month, which isn't too bad. They also have lower slots in basic, which I believe are £8 a card, but you have to submit at least 10 and the turnaround time is longer. I think it's 2 months or so. And then they also have higher tiers where you can pay £15, £25, even like £50 a card I think was the highest one, where you can get a turnaround time of a day or two, which is crazy. And if you're paying those prices, I don't know why you'd pay those prices, but if you're in a real hurry to get them back, or if you've got money to burn, why not, I guess. It's important to note as well, this isn't a sponsored video. This is just a company I've wanted to try for a while. I've always liked Randy and his channel, and I've always liked ace grading. I really like the slabs. I love the artworks. It's something more so for myself, because it's not just about grading for me, it's about protecting those cards that I really like, and I want the slab and the label to match the card and give me the best experience when I'm viewing that card and when it's out on display, rather than just having a clear slab and a boring old label on there like a lot of other companies. But no, so we're not sponsored. There are other good grading companies. Obviously, as you probably know, PSA are the biggest. PSA are kind of the standard in the grading world, and then you've got other American companies like Tag, Beckett, and so on that you can also look at. Right, I think it's about time we got into these cards, because I really want to show you exactly what I got, and there's some real variety in here, so bear with me. So let's have a look at that now. So the first card is from a fairly recent video. I should say as well, all of these cards are coming from Scarlet and Violet era, so these are all of my favourite or best pulls that I've got from Scarlet and Violet era. I pulled all these cards myself, including this Morpeko. This came from Prismatic Evolutions. Really nice card. I love this one. I don't know what it is about it, but very quickly after I pulled it, became one of my favourite cards. So we're looking for centering, edges, corners and surface. If you ask me, the centering on this looks pretty good. And if we're looking a little bit more closely, you can see this edge here. Where am I going? This edge just here, you can see just a little bit of something. It shows more in the camera, which is interesting. So when I was looking just normally, it doesn't really show that much. But to be honest, there's really not much. If you're going to see whitening on the corners, you're going to see it more on the back. I don't see any whitening. Maybe a tiny little bit in that top corner there. And maybe a tiniest bit in that corner there. And that's it. Again, centering on the back, really nice if you ask me. Yeah, so that's Morpeko. I think probably a 9 for this, giving the little bits of whitening in the corners, but everything else is kind of perfect. And this little edge here, I reckon a 9. It could get a 10, but I don't know. I know Ace are a lot stricter, so we'll see. So that's the first card we're submitting. So that's the Morpeko from Paradox Rift. Next up, now I wasn't sure about this card. In fact, I'm not sure a lot of Black Bolt and White Flare. This is a White Flare card, Chandelure, and I wasn't completely sold on a lot of Black Bolt and White Flare. I haven't been overly hyped about collecting it, but I am aware of the fact that this Chandelure is one of the more expensive cards in the set. Now, this Chandelure is perfect on centering, as a lot of them are. And again, if we just look at the corners, I can't see anything on these corners, and the edges on this one are really perfect. Honestly, I can't see anything, and this is part of the reason why I'm submitting this. So this is the only card out of all the cards that I've pulled that I think is perfect, the centering and everything. Maybe the top edge there just a little bit, but I genuinely can't see anything wrong with this card. Maybe the cut on that corner, actually. You see that? Doesn't look completely perfect. But this is a card that I would consider possibly selling. Now, as you know, I'm trying to complete Destined Rivals. There's a couple of master sets I'm going for, and this Chandelure might well fund some other stuff, which is okay. All of these other cards I wouldn't sell because I love them so much. That one was more of a possible value trade-in the future. So, thirdly, we've got the Cerulege. Sorry, however you say it, if I'm butchering it. This is from Surging Sparks. The centering is slightly thinner on the left and the right, but hardly noticeable, to be honest. Again, a really nice card. I always seem to find that the fronts of the cards you can never really find much wrong with, and if it's on the surface you're not ever going to really see it with a naked eye. Again, it looks really good to me. It always seems to be when you turn it around and look at the back, you'll see a little bit of whitening, tiny little bit on the top corner here, and then yeah, I don't know, these all look, I tried to pick ones that I really liked, that, you know, without worrying too much about the overall grade. What do we think of that one then? I realised I didn't say what the Chandelure was as well, but I think the Chandelure will get a 10. I think this is either a 9 or 10. Just because of a couple of little problems with the edges on the top here on the corner. I'm going to say that the Cerulege is a 9. Next one, okay, here's a little experiment. This is a little experiment card here. We have the Pikachu. This is from, what set is this from? This is a Black Star promo, but it's from Paldea Evolved, sorry, the ETB. This is the ETB promo from Paldea Evolved. This is like my favourite card. I absolutely love this card, and that's the only reason I'm grading it. The centering is clearly off. The left border is way thinner than the right border, and there is a little bit along the top edge which isn't perfect. I don't know if you can see. And then if we turn around to the back, again it's that edge, it's almost like the cut line along the top. The rest of the card is actually pretty clean. There's not too much else wrong with it, but I know when you're grading cards, the centering is the number one thing that will knock a grade down, will knock a card down a few grades, and I know this centering's off. So this is more of an experiment to see exactly what that kind of centering will give the overall grade of a card. But also just because I want this out on display and in a nice slab, because this is honestly one of my favourite cards. I absolutely love that artwork, love that Pikachu card. And that brings me on to another card that I'm only grading because I love, because this doesn't have much value to it at all. I think the Pikachu is going to get an 8, by the way. I don't know how much that centering will affect it, but yes, here's another card that I am only grading because I just love it. So this one is from Journey Together. This is Noibat from Journey Together, illustration rare. I love the colour work on this card. I love the almost like iridescence of this card. It is in really good condition. Once again, centering to me looks slightly off left to right. Left is thinner than right, possibly. Again, just a really nice card. We do have some whitening in the top corner. You can see that there, and a little bit on that corner as well. And that's it. Actually, I think there might be a little bit of white cornering on the bottom there as well. But this card doesn't have much value, and I'm only grading it because I love it, and that's the only reason. I predict that one to get a 9. I think if it's got whitening on more than one corner, I think that's going to stop it from getting the 10. And next we move on to the Volcanion EX. Now this is one of the SIRs from Journey Together again. I pulled this myself, as I did with all of these cards. I really like this card. I'd love to see it in an A slab. Again, the front is like perfect. There's a little bit of something along this edge, if you can see, just along this edge here, and I don't know how much that will affect it, but again, that's part of this we're doing as an experiment. It's my first ever grading, so I don't know, and I might get lucky or I might not get lucky. It's got a little bit of whitening in this top corner here as well, if you can see that. But that's it, to be honest. Some of the cuts along the top, I mentioned this before, but I find like the top edge cut is not always the cleanest thing. But the serral edge, I'm going to give that a 9 as well. And here we go. Here's one. This is possibly my favourite card that I've got to grade. So this is from Scarlet and Violet base set. SIR Gardevoir. Like the top chase card from the set, this one. I pulled it in a booster box. Actually, the only booster box I opened was Scarlet and Violet base. And at the time, Scarlet and Violet base was probably the cheapest thing you could pick up. And I wanted something a little bit cheaper to open. So I went with this. And I got this amazing card which has the most perfect centering. And honestly, I can't see a problem with it on the front. It is the cleanest, most perfect card. Most perfectly centered. I don't know what more I can say about this. And on the back, you'll notice the centering is off. Now, this is really interesting. It's part of the reason, not only because this is my favorite card, but also because I love this card so much, but I want to see this as an experiment. So, because the front is so perfect and the centering is so perfect and everything is so perfect, how much does the back centering affect a card compared to the front? I believe there's more leeway on the back than there is on the front, but I think this level of mis-centering, excuse me, knocking a card there, I believe this level of mis-centering on a card is gonna knock it, but I don't know how much. There is a tiny little bit of whitening as well on that top edge there. I think this card, as much as I'd like it to get a 10, if you were just looking at the front, I think it's a 10, but looking at the back, I think this is going to be an 8 or a 9. I don't want to say it, but I think it's going to get an 8. And moving on to the next card. So this is a card everyone knows that I've pulled multiple times. I've pulled this Latios card 3 times from Surgeon Sparks. I pulled two, sorry, very, very early on. I got a booster box and an ETB, booster box and an ETB. And I pulled it in the booster box and I pulled it in the ETB. And this was when Surgeon Sparks would first come out. And the price of this Latios card back then was like £40 or more raw. So I sold one. And I used it to get some other of the Surgeon Sparks cards that I didn't have. And I have almost completed Surgeon Sparks Master Set now, so that's nice. But yeah, this one's the cleanest one because I pulled it again later on in just a little pack opening short. Centering on the pack top is good. I mean, we've got a little bit of whitening in the top left and in the top right. So I think whitening in 2 of the corners. The bottoms are fine. It's just that top. But I love this card. I've already got another copy in my binder for Surgeon Sparks, so I thought, you know what, I'm going to grade this because it is one of my favourite artworks. Again, I believe in only grading stuff because I enjoy the artworks. So yeah, loving that one. Anyways, right. Right, on to the next one. These last two, so we've done 8 so far. These last 2 are so important. Oh, by the way, I think that's going to get a 9. I think that will get a 9. I think the whitening in the 2 corners is going to stop it from getting a 10. These last 2 cards are so important. These are the most important cards that I have pulled, and probably the biggest cards that I have pulled with Abby on the channel. And the first one is the Squirtle. Now, if you didn't see mine and Abby's 151 pack opening video, I recommend going back and checking that out. It was unbelievable. So I'll get to the other card we pulled next, but we pulled a different card, and as we were like in just this most biggest hype about this other card, my camera overheated, so I had to stop there for a second. So I'm really sorry, I do apologise. So we were talking about the Squirtle. Now, me and Abby were opening 151 and she was sort of manifesting this Squirtle into existence. So she was saying like, I want the Squirtle, I want the Squirtle, I want the Squirtle. And we were talking about it, and in the very next pack, what comes out? A Squirtle. So the reason for grading this is because it is in good condition, but also it just holds a little spot in my heart of a really fun day and a fond memory for me, which is Abby getting the Squirtle, and this card is definitely her card, and I know she'll look after this no matter what the grade. The front is nice, the centering's good, there's a little bit of whitening in the top there that you can see in that top corner there. Not much else. I don't know. Here's a question. There's nothing wrong with this corner, but the cut isn't completely round. Now, I guess that's another thing we'll find out, if that's going to affect the grade. But honestly, can you see anything? Apart from that one bit of white in there? At this angle, it looks like there's something here. But I don't know if that's dust or... I don't know. I think it's dust. But a really nice card. Notoriously difficult to grade in a 10. I think that might be 10 worthy. Although the centering might not be perfect, although it's basically perfect, but I'm not quite sure. So 9 or a 10. I'm going to say a 10. But I know that's a difficult and a tall order for that. As we move into the big boy, the one and only, probably the most expensive card that I own. And this is the card I was talking about. This came out of a pack opening with me and Abby, and it was literally the first pack that we ever opened of 151, and we got the Charizard EX out of the first ever pack of 151. I couldn't believe it at the time, and Abby's pack luck is something else, I'm telling you. This card is like perfect. The centering's perfect. Everything about it is perfect. Although, again, it's one of those things where you can't see it. And then when you're looking at it on the camera, if I look at it through like the camera, it looks, this edge, this right hand edge looks like it's got a little bit of something, which is a shame. That doesn't show up normally. Now, this is a big jump in price. Raw, it's expensive. But if this gets a 10, then it's mega money. This is one of my favorite cards, and again, it's one of those that I wouldn't care if it didn't get a 10. This is another one that I'm grading just for that memory of that moment. Is one of probably the best moments on the channel, or one of the best moments we've ever had opening Pokemon cards, was getting this. It's an incredible card, and it was just something else. Again, on the back, tension's good again. There's nothing. Again, it's that top edge, the cut on that top edge. Is it not quite rounded? And we've got a tiny speck of whitening on that top corner. The other corners all seem to be okay. So yeah, and that's the 10 cards. If you ask me, that is a lovely array of cards. They are all different cards, all cards that I really like for different reasons. All of the artworks are incredible. All sort of varying levels of quality. I think they're all 8, 9, 10 worthy, otherwise I wouldn't have picked them. I picked a couple that were slightly off, like for example my Pikachu, I picked just because it's such a lovely card, even though it does have the centering issue, which probably will knock it down a few levels. I don't know how many. The only one out of these, I do say you should grade cards that you love and grade cards that you want to keep. The only exception to that is this Chandelure. I do love the card, don't get me wrong, but it's just, I think maybe I could use that to trade for some stuff from Destined Rivals. Destined Rivals is my favourite set right now, and I want to master it. And we have to find ways of making our collection work for us. Like, it's my collection, it's what I want to do. The rest of them would be going nowhere. I love them so much. Even ones that don't have much value, like the Noibat. I just because I like them, basically. And we have a good selection across the whole era of Scarlet and Violet here. So we've got Paradox Rift, White Flare, Surging Sparks, Paldea Evolved, Journey Together, a couple of Journey Together. We've got a Scarlet Violet base set, another Surging Sparks, a couple of 151s. So there's a real mixture in there. At this point, I'm going to pause and I'm going to say, I want your predictions. So in the comments, please let me know What do you think each of these cards will get? I want to know what you genuinely think. If these cards are going to get 10s, 9s, 8s. And then when we get this submission back, we can go through and see if we've got our answers right. See if we've got our predictions correct. And I'm super excited for that. But that will be like a month before we get these back. So we're going to be waiting a while. Right, we are back. It's been 3 or 4 weeks, I think.
A long 3 or 4 weeks.
A long 3 or 4 weeks. And we're here, we're back. We have, I'm knocking the microphone, sorry. We have our return. Our ace grading cards are finally here. And I've got Abby with me because I know I said on the reveal we'd have you here because there's a Squirtle and the Charizard and everything else that we pulled together.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I'm excited. I can't wait.
So, yeah. I don't know how we're going to do this because I'm not sure how these cards are displayed in here, but we obviously don't want to reveal them.
Just got to take them. Ribbit.
Right, we obviously don't want to reveal them before,
So
because we want it to be a surprise. Yeah, we don't know what they are. This is like
we've been waiting with you.
We've written down what I predicted the cards would be. Right, don't look just in case. I'm going to try and do this. I just want to see how they're packaged. Okay.
Okay, I'll look.
No, this is good.
That's okay. This is good.
So right, so I don't know if you can see this, but the way they're slightly to the side, so we can't see them. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put these to the side. Okay, so you can see that they're here. This is a mess. What are we doing? I don't know how to do this without.
Just pick one, because I can see that the Pokemon's
Yeah. Okay. So.
Okay.
Hold on. I'm gonna grab the first
Drum
one.
roll, please.
Now what I can do is cover the top of the card, right?
Okay. Yeah.
So then we can see.
Okay. More Pico.
Okay.
So.
So I know what I said for this one. I think I said Morpeko was going to be a 9, right?
Ooh.
So this is the first card on the return.
And it is
a 9. So I was right.
Ah,
That's actually, I really like that.
I like that.
It's such a cool label.
Oh, that's pretty. I like it.
I really like that.
Yay.
That's a bonus for that. That's a really nice. I really like the label for that.
Nice.
Yeah,
Oh,
I really like that.
There you go. You can go there.
Okay.
Okay.
Next one. If it's a Charizard, we're saving it till last, so I'm going to put it away. Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Chandelure.
Okay, so these are in the order that I guessed them to start with, which is the order that I submitted them, so it looks like they've come back in the same order. So I predicted this to be a 10, right?
Yes, on the notes.
It is a 10! We got a 10!
That's so cool!
My first ever 10 that I submitted and has come back as a 10.
Oh, I love it.
That's cool.
This is why I like ace grading, because I like the top bit where they kind of like match it to the cards. I think it just presents it much nicer. I like
first
it.
ever 10.
Yeah, well done.
That's so good.
I never doubted it.
You never doubted it. Well, I'm 100% for my prediction so far because I said the Morpeko would get a 9 and I said the Chandelure would get a 10 and they have, to be fair. So there you go. Okay, the next one. Yep, Ceruledge. What did I say for this one?
9.
A 9. I'm not 100% confident about this one.
It's a good card.
It is. You ready?
10!
Oh, we got a 10!
Oh, that's so cool.
Wow, that got better than I thought it would.
That's really good.
Okay. 2 10s. Oh, we're happy.
Nice.
I said that would get a 9.
Wow. Got a 10.
That's a really nice card, just so everyone can see, and the way the label matches with it as well.
That's nice. Yeah, I like it. I like it. Oh.
I'm doing well.
We need a display case now.
That's the thing, because I don't want these to be hidden away. I want them to obviously like be out. Ready? Okay,
It's
right.
the Pikachu.
This was a bit of an experiment. This is one of my favourite cards, but the centering is way off. I think I predicted it to get an 8.
Yeah, you said 8 for this one.
Yeah, I'm nervous about this. No, the centering's so off, it's going to be...
A 9!
Okay.
Wow.
That surprises me, because if you can see, look how far off the centering is from the left to the right.
Oh, yeah, I see. Yeah, you can see.
But that only knocked it down by 1.
Oh, there you go.
But that is one of my favourite cards. I love that card. Yeah, okay, well, we're doing better than my predictions. Maybe I was grading myself too harshly. Okay, so the next one. What should the next one be?
I'm not going to say.
The Noibat. Should be a Noibat, right?
Yeah. I think
so they've come back in the same order that I sent them. This is one of my favourite cards.
I
That's
really
the
like
reason
this
why I got
card.
it sent off. Because it's one of my favourite. What did I say for this one?
You said 9.
I said a 9. Okay.
A 9!
A 9. Really nice card.
Oh.
Yeah. See how it like continues like the cave?
Yeah, it matches.
Yeah.
Oh.
That's one of my favourite cards as well. It's the
like
only reason
that
I graded it because it's not worth a lot of money, that one.
But
Yeah.
it's super cute. I love it.
Yeah, it's one
He's
of
a
my
little
favourites.
cute.
My favourites. Do you know what? I'm really glad I did this now. Because these are some of my favourite cards and
Yeah.
actually having them is...
Yeah.
Yeah, it's nice, isn't it?
Yep.
And the next one is going to be... Okay. So this is the first SIR that we're grading. So
Yeah,
this is the
and
Volcanion EX from Journey Together.
And you predicted a 9 for this one.
I did predict a 9. Okay. Ready?
Fingers crossed.
A 10!
Woo!
Oh, nice. Okay, that's really good.
Nice.
So my first SIR 10 that I've ever submitted and got graded back. That's good.
That's really good. I like that. That's cool.
I like the label for this as well.
Yeah.
We're doing well.
Very well.
I thought, do you know what, when I sent this off, I was like, oh, maybe I'll get a 110 maybe. I wasn't sure. These have all done way better, especially the Pikachu has done way better.
Well, there you go. So next one should be Gardevoir EX.
This is one of my favourite cards as well. I want to collect Gardevoirs. This is an SIR from Scarlet and Violet base set.
And you predicted a 8 or 9 on this one.
Yeah, there's some issues on the back. I'm a little bit worried about this one.
Right.
Are we ready?
Well then, ready?
Are we ready?
A 9!
A 9. Oh, that's very detailed, the top of that.
Yeah. Oh, you can see because I got the pictures there and they put the pictures. Oh, I love it.
That's a really nice one.
That's really sweet.
It's a shame we didn't get a 10. That's the problem's on the back because the front is perfect.
Did you want to show them the back? Or have you already showed them the back?
I mean, we looked at it beforehand. You can see there's a little speck there.
That was, maybe it's good to be that.
But there was some other issues as well.
But still, that's a 9. That's still very good.
So we'll leave him there.
Okay.
As a Gardevoir. As we've got 3 more cards. This is so exciting. I feel like a kid at Christmas. You know what? All day today, I knew it was coming, and when it got delivered, I was waiting for you to get home. I was waiting for Abby to get home. Like,
He was literally messaging me. He was like, "It's all right, hurry up!" And I was like, "Okay, wait a minute."
Okay, the Latios.
You predicted.
Now that I've pulled this card 3 times.
Yeah, you got a few cards of these. I remember trading them in when we went to the card show. So.
Predicted a 9.
A 9.
It was a 9. Okay, most of the time my predictions have been.
Oh, look, it's got a little rainbow at the top. Oh, I love it.
Trying to carry on the shine of it.
Oh, that's so pretty.
Very nice. Again, I don't think that's worth a lot of money in a 9, but
you don't
these are all
have to
cards that I
submit.
really liked.
You don't have to submit the cards that are going to be worth money. You can just submit the ones that your favourites as well.
This is.
So what's this one? Oh, it's my Squirtle.
This is your Squirtle.
Oh, look at my little guy.
This is your Squirtle.
Oh. So we predicted 9 or a 10.
What would you want?
It's gonna be a 10.
You want your
It's gonna be
Squirtle
a
to get a
10. It's gonna
10,
be a 10.
obviously. You ready? A 9.
Okay, I'm so happy with that, but I really thought it would be a 10.
I did think it might be a 9.
But
These
I
are
like
notoriously difficult to get a 10.
this. Oh, really? Why is that?
I don't know. They're just a lot of issues with the cards that are.
Okay,
Great
I'm still
quality.
happy with a 9. I'm happy with a 9. It's still very good.
You got the ocean in the background.
I love it. Oh.
There you go. There's one for you, Abs.
Oh, can you stand up? Oh, I need to stand up. Yeah.
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 Right. This is the big big.
Oh yes, the
big one.
Charizard.
This is the biggest card.
And I can't believe we still pulled this in the first pack as well when we did the reveal.
This is the most expensive card I own. And if this is a 10, it's a very expensive card. Not that it's going anywhere, it's staying in the collection. But I'm actually really nervous about it. I said it would get a 10. It's really good.
Oh,
I don't even want to. I don't even want to. Yes! Yes! Oh my god!
Yay! Now, tell me now, how much is that worth now? If it's a 10,
I don't know.
You don't. Oh, but you knew.
I don't know. It's just a lot. I don't know. Oh, abs! If there was
do a quick Google check.
No, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. If there was a card we wanted to get a 10 on, it was this.
Oh my gosh. Oh, I love it. I love the little illustration at the top as well.
I am so happy with that.
Well, you better add that to the house insurance.
Do you know what, actually? Saying that, if you've got a reasonable size collection, this goes to anyone, it is worth getting them insured, especially when you have cards like this.
Yeah.
Because, something happens to it. We got a Charizard in a 10.
That's
Look
amazing.
at it. I'm holding a Charizard in a 10. And it's mine.
I'm actually really happy with the results.
We got all 9s and 10s,
We've got really
right?
good results. Yeah, all 9s and 10s. Nothing lower.
All 9s and 10s. There was some other cards that needed a shout out that didn't make the cut. There was a Goldengo from Prismatic Evolutions, which I didn't think was worth submitting. Unfortunately, there was a Typhlosion from Destined Rivals, which Ethan's Typhlosion, which is like my favourite card, which I really wasn't going to meet the... just wasn't good enough.
Yeah.
There was actually more recently. It was I pulled it after I did the grading, but there was the what am I trying to say? What is it? Oh, the Toad.
Oh, the
old Toad. Yeah, from Black Bolt.
Yes.
Toad's cool. Yeah. And he had a dent on him. And there was something else as well.
Was it Fat Pikachu?
Oh yes, the Fat Pikachu, Rainbow Pikachu from Vivid Voltage, which was so off I didn't grade that either.
Yeah.
But there you go. I think I did quite well there. And anyone that played along that made your guesses, I hope you got them all right. Let me know in the comments if you got your predictions right. Fun little game to play, isn't it? We'll have to do this again. I actually really like doing that.
It's good.
Sending them off, predicting what you're going to get, waiting for them to come back. Yeah, it's good.
And shout out for Ace Gradings for
actually they
it.
came back quicker than I thought they would, so well done. It was a little bit of a hassle getting them sent off, but no, I appreciate it. And all the labels are
look
top-notch.
great. I love it.
Yeah. Okay. Well, join the Discord if you haven't already. Come and join the community over there. And like, comment, subscribe. And we will see you all soon.
See you soon. Bye.